What's going on YouTube? It is your boy Screens, and today's video is going to be another one of my tier lists for the badges. Now, you guys showed a lot of support on the defensive badge one, so I just thought that it would only be right to keep up the pattern and do the finishing ones. Now, these are the two categories that I personally use the most. I play Paint Beast a lot. I know a thing or two about defensive and slashing badges. If you guys didn't check out the defensive badge one, and you guys were wondering like what my opinion on was on for those, I'll be sure to leave the link in the description so you guys can check it out. And before I get into it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to those post notifications if you guys are new to the channel. And without further ado, let's get right into the video, y'all. So the very first badge that I want to talk about right now is Contact Finisher. Now, personally, I think Contact Finisher is probably one of the better badges in the game. Now, I do want to point out before I do anything, I did it in my defensive badge video, I am going based off of every single archetype, whether it be point guards, whether it be shooting guards, small forwards, lockdowns, paint beasts, insides, outsides, all of that. So it's not just for like the positions that I play. I may be a little biased, and I'm sorry for that, but I'm going off of every single build and every single like position. So with Contact Finisher, I like this badge a lot, but the only way that I would really like put it on is if I could unlock contact dunks. Now, if you really can't unlock contact dunks, maybe if you're like you're just like a play shot, this badge does not have any value for you. If you guys do not have the ability to get contact dunks, this badge, to be honest, is like a D. Just because I feel like this badge doesn't give you, like, it's not going to boost your guys' contact layups a lot, like, to the point where it makes a fucking difference. But if you guys do have the ability to unlock contact dunks, maybe you guys are like a BP build, maybe you're just like a pure red, maybe you're a pure slasher, this badge is going to be your best friend. Now, this badge is essentially the bailout badge. I'm going to leave it on the A tier. I honestly would put it on A+ if it was 2K20, but for this year, like, paint defense is buffed. You can still get a lot of contact dunks, but it's just not as good. Plus, like I said, we're taking in every single thing into account. Now, the next badge that I want to talk about is one that was very, very toxic last year. And that's Fancy... Hold on, no, that's the wrong fucking one. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. It's Fancy Footwork. Now, this badge right here was the fucking... Like, this badge was toxic as fuck last year. Now, let me tell you. This badge was the hop step badge last year. And this thing last year was an A+, like, easily. This year, not so much. Honestly, I'm not seeing a lot of people do hop steps. I mean, I think maybe the best one that I've seen is like a hop step, Euro step combo. But I really don't see a lot of use for this badge in the finishing category. I feel like this year they nerfed a lot of the slashing badges just because slashing was so overpowered last year. But I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about this badge because I feel like you probably should have it on. But I'm going to leave it in the C tier just because it's not nearly as, like, it's not nearly what it was in 2K20. It's really just a subpar badge. Slashing all in every aspect is nerfed. So, yeah. So that's why it's a C tier. The next one that I want to talk about is Acrobat. Now, this one is, it's a good concept for a badge. Like the description says, increase the chance of hitting floaters and runners. I'm going to leave this on the D category just because there's a lot of other better badges. You know, you got the Fancy Footwork that really kind of does the same thing as Acrobat. And like I said, in this game, paint defense is jacked the fuck up. So... like it's this Acrobat badge is not going to save you from like taking a bad layup and it's going to go in because you have Acrobat. Like, that's not what's going to happen. It's really, you're not going to notice much of a difference, which is why a lot of people don't really use this badge unless you have so much of like excess badges and stuff, you know what I mean? So that's for that one. The next one I want to talk about is Giant Slayer. Now, Giant Slayer, it's iffy. I'm going to leave it in the B. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to leave it in the B tier. The only reason I say that is because if you guys are a build that has contact dunks, so this kind of goes hand in hand with the Contact Finisher. If you guys are a build that has contact dunks, I would not use this badge at all. This badge, if you guys didn't know, does increase your layup frequency, meaning that, like, say, for example, I'm a paint beast, right? Because that's what I play. If I'm a paint beast and I go for a contact dunk, but I have Giant Slayer on, I'm going to go for layups more often if I have Giant Slayer on compared to if I didn't have it at all. So that's basically what that means. However, you know, if you're like a play shot or something, you don't really care about your dunk frequency and all that other stuff. This is it's a pretty good badge to have, but it's just like, it's not what you guys think. Like, it's not, basically, if you're like a 6'2" play shot and you go up on a 7'3", you're still gonna get fucking snatch blocked if you do. Like, if you're expecting to just make smother layups over bigger players just because you have this badge on, like, that's just not the case. So really, it's not the best one to have. That's kind of why it's a B tier. I think it's better than Fancy and Acrobat, just because Fancy Footwork kind of sucks cock this year, and so does Acrobat. So I'm gonna leave it at the B tier. The next one that I want to talk about is Relentless Finisher. Now, honestly, I'm probably gonna put this badge in the A+ tier. Having this badge, I mean, this is accounting for every single archetype. For the ones that can have contact dunks, it just feels like when you go for a contact dunk, you have more of a chance to actually dunk the ball, and it's weird. It's noticeable. I know it's not. It doesn't say that it's supposed to do it. Really, the badge's description, because I have it up right now, is reduces the fatigue effects from continually finishing at the rim. So obviously, in this game, stamina is a huge thing. Now, basically, all of my players are a fat kid with diabetes who just ate an entire chocolate cake trying to run a marathon. Now, if you didn't get that analogy, that's basically saying that every single person in this game has the stamina, like none. Like, they don't have stamina. And so having this badge on, especially if you guys are like going for contact dunks and trying to boom on people, this badge is going to help you out a lot. Now, if you guys aren't one of the ones that, you know, that can get contact dunks, you're still going to notice a decent effect from this badge when it comes to stamina. Now, I know for you guards out there, if you guys are trying to finish, you know, you need as much stamina as you guys can. And if you guys are constantly driving to the rim, maybe you're playing with the outside, maybe the rim run is there a lot of the time, you know, you're going to notice it. You're going to notice your stamina difference between having this badge on and not having it on at all. And so that's kind of why I think it's the first A+ on the list, is because really this badge helps for every single archetype. And I feel like that's not a lot, like, you can't really say that for a lot of the builds, or the badges. Like the contact finisher. Obviously, contact finisher would be an A+ if I was just going for paint beasts, but that's not what we're basing this list off of. If you guys do want to see a list, like something like that, leave a like, leave a comment, just let me know. I'll be sure to give you guys that. But yeah, so for this is really one of the ones that affects everybody, and I think it's just an all-around good badge for every single position and archetype to have on. Now, the next badge that I want to talk about is another A+ in my opinion. It's going to be Consistent Finisher. Now, dunk frequency really isn't all that common, especially for like you play shots and stuff like that. This build essentially will, like, if you guys mistime a layup, it has a higher chance to go in. So essentially, like, a lot of people use no meter, and when they use no meter, they obviously can't see their layup timing. Now, this leads to, you know, a lot of guessing, a lot of issues with the layup timing and the speed of layups and stuff like that. And so Consistent helps with that. You know, if you're taking a wide open layup and you laid it, you're gonna make it, obviously. But if you guys are gonna notice this badge a lot when it comes to, you know, those 5%, those 8% contests on a layup that you lated or you earlied. This badge will essentially make those drop instead of just you're missing them, because those can, like I said, paint defense jack the fuck up this year. And so when you get a little bit of a contest, you're probably gonna miss it. Now, you can still miss those types of layups with this badge, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like having this badge is like a safety net, you know what I mean? Like, you really can't, I don't know how I'm supposed to word this. Basically, if you don't have this badge on and you mistime it and you miss an 8, you're like, damn, I really don't have Consistent on. If you have Consistent on and you miss it, it's like there's nothing more you can do, you know what I'm saying? And all in all, really just a good badge to have on for every single build. Not just centers, not just guards, not just lockdowns, for everybody. Now, the next one that I want to talk about is Showtime. It's the first one that popped up. This one's an F. This one is an F. Like, don't put that badge on. I used to have it on in 2K20, just no reason to have it on at all. It sounds like a good idea for a badge, like, oh, boosts team takeover after completing a highlight play. It just, like, it's not that big of a difference. You hardly notice it. Really no point in having it on, especially when there are just all, like, around better badges. Even players that have 30 badges probably would not use this at all. Like, not even close. They're just way better alternatives than to use max 4 badge points on this one. That goes for everybody, not just like centers, guards, and lockdowns and all that other stuff. So the next one that kind of falls into this category is fast break finisher. This one is also an F. Same sort of concept. Like, there's just way better badges, and you don't really notice these badges in effect, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, when you have contact finisher on and you start booming on people, you notice it. You're like, wow, I have contact finisher on, I'm getting all these posters. When you have fast break finisher on, it doesn't matter. It's like, it's as if you didn't even have the badge on. Like, you're not gonna be like, oh shit, I made that fast break dunk because I had fast break finisher on. That's just not gonna happen. It's not like, you're never gonna have that sort of experience with this badge, which is why it's an F in my opinion. Now, another badge that I want to talk about is Putback Boss. Now, this is going to be a C tier badge, but honestly, for my paint beasts out there, this is probably like a B and A tier badge. But for like just in general, I'm probably going to leave, it's like a C or D, obviously. For lockdowns, you guys are probably like maybe use it on bronze. Point guard, you're not going to use it at all, so I'm going to leave it at the C. Just because it's very useful on paint beasts, but obviously I wouldn't run it on like Hall of Fame or gold. I would probably just run it on like bronze or silver. And same thing for the lockdowns. Bronze or silver is probably the best. You do notice it because I kind of notice that I get a lot more contact dunks, especially off of offensive rebounds. Now, if I were to get an offensive rebound and just hold X without this badge, you know, I probably wouldn't get... honestly, I can speak from experience that I didn't have a lot of contact dunk frequency off of offensive rebounds. Like, you know, like the standing dunks under the rim and stuff like that, where you just fucking slam it on the kid. I never really had that until I put it on, like I only have it on bronze, I'm pretty sure. And so this badge does make a huge difference. It's just not viable for every single build, like I'm trying to revolve this entire video around. So yeah, C tier badge, very good for centers, decent for lockdowns, not useful at all for point guards. Now, the next one that I want to talk about is a Lob City finisher. This one, don't give a fuck what anybody says, A+. This one, the lobs this year, overpowered. I don't know if I talked about this in the defensive tier one. Interceptor basically just doesn't work on lobs this year. Yeah. So like, if you just lob the first of all, you never miss really. Like I think I missed like maybe 2 lobs. Like I missed the dunk off the lob. So first of all, if your guy catches the lob and he tries to dunk it, you're probably not gonna miss. You're probably like, it's probably gonna go in the hoop if your guy catches the lob and goes for a dunk. And going back to what I said about the whole interceptor thing, you will just float lob passes over like your defender's head. And so really, like, this just makes lobs more of an option. I thought it was bad last year in 2K20, and I also thought it was pretty bad in 2K19. It seems like every single year lobs just become better and better. And even though, like, obviously for a point guard, you're not going to use Lob City finisher, but for a lockdown and paint beast, this is just an elite badge to have. Even out of the corner, pick and roll situations, Lob City finisher is a badge you guys are going to want to have on. So with that being said, A+, 100% without a doubt. The next one that I want to talk about is Back Down Punisher. Now, I'm probably going to put this, it's not totally useless like F tier, like these two right here, but I'm just going to go and put it in the D category just because I don't really see a lot of people using this badge other than post scorers. Obviously, excuse me, if you guys are a post scorer, A+, but like hardly anybody uses this badge if you're not a post scorer, which is why I'm going to leave it in the D category. Really just not a useful badge all in all, unless you're a post scorer like I said. Next one is kind of the same concept, is deep hooks. Really, you don't use that. This badge is insanely overpowered. Like I said, if you guys are a post scorer, A+ badge, but just all around, first of all, I don't see many post scorers, even with this being overpowered as fuck. But I'm gonna leave it in the DC category just because I've seen what this badge can do. If you guys watched my best post score build video, this badge essentially, like, you can post hook from like the free throw line with ease if you use the shot stick, but that's only if you're a post scorer. That's like one position. So I'm not really going to go base it. Plus, it's not like a meta position. So I'm just going to leave it at the D tier for right now. Now, the next badge that I want to talk about is Slithery Finisher. Now, this badge right here, I'm going to say an A, just because I feel like last year, Slithery and Fancy Footwork were the combo. Like, if you had Fancy Footwork on, you had Slithery Finisher on. And if you had Slithery Finisher on, you had Fancy Footwork on. It's a very noticeable difference. with slithery finisher, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I kind of feel like you just kind of dunk on people more just because it's like you're avoiding some of the contact, you're not avoiding all of it. That's just my speculation, really not proven fact there. But slithery finisher, you will get some bullshit bailout animations this year. It's not nearly as bad as last year where you would just go through people. But this year, like, it's a pretty good badge, which is why I say it's an A category. Obviously not an A+. You guys will use this badge on basically all of your players if you guys have the ability for it. Like, if you don't have like one finishing badge, you're probably gonna have this on, and at least bronze. But yeah, it's a pretty good badge all around. Every single archetype can use this, so I like it. The next badge that I want to talk about is Pro Touch. Now, Pro Touch is essentially the same thing as consistent finisher, but it's like it's the same concept, but it's just the opposite, which is why I mean, like, it's kind of like the same. This is consistent finisher is essentially for poorly timed layups. Pro Touch gives you a boost for well-timed layups. So if like you feel full bar layup, it's gonna give you a boost for Pro Touch, and if you like mistime the fuck out of it, it's gonna be consistent finisher that kicks in. If you guys have both of these on, basically you're gonna be like no matter how much you time it, you're gonna get, or how well you time it, you're gonna get a boost. I don't think Pro Touch is as good as consistent, because I feel like if you just time the layup and it's not like a super heavily contested layup anyway, it's just gonna go in. Now, obviously there is a difference with having it on versus not having it on, but I just don't feel like it's the same a boost, and it doesn't proc nearly as much as consistent, just because layups are kind of hard to time if you guys use that into the whole no meter boost and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty decent badge all around. I would say probably centers and guards use this. I don't really see a lot of lockdowns using it, but yeah, pretty good badge all around. So the next one that I want to talk about is Teardropper. Now, like, this is hovering between the F and the D category. Like, if there was an E category, I'd put it there. I'm going to leave it on F just because I've never really seen anybody do, like, a floater or a runner this year. I don't think I've seen anybody do it. Like, maybe you guys have. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have ever seen someone, like, consistently do, like, runners and floaters, because I personally have never seen it. I just feel like it's a move that not a lot, like, basically nobody uses, and so why would you waste a badge, like, point, like, literally one badge point on it? Why would you even waste that, in my opinion? So now I'm going to talk about Pick and Roller. Now, Pick and Roller is a pretty decent badge for your centers. I'm going to rank it around, like, the C or D category. I'm probably going to put it D just because Putback Boss and Fancy Footwork are more common badges to have on than Pick and Roller. This is really only a badge that you guys are going to want to put on for the center position. Like, if you guys are a center, maybe this is something that you guys are going to want to put on, like, bronze or something. I wouldn't really put it higher than bronze, but, you know, it's still a decent badge. You guys are obviously going to know an effect. It doesn't make you slip faster. It's really just shot percentages off a roll. And so, yeah, that's kind of why I have it on D, just because it's really only common for centers. Like, you're not going to use this badge if you're not a center, and, like, it's really only useful on bronze. So I'm just going to leave it at D tier. The next one that I want to talk, we only have two more here. It's kind of quick, honestly. I didn't even realize it. The next one that I'm going to talk about is Cross Key Scorer. Now, I've never seen anybody use this badge, and, like, I don't even know what it does, so I'm going to leave it on the F tier. I'm going to read the description real quick, just because I honestly, like I said, I have no idea what it is. It says it boosts the shot percentage for layups when moving across the paint. I have no idea what the fuck that means. So I've never seen it kick in. I've never seen it do anything, and I just feel like there's a lot of other very, very good badges. Basically anything from like A+ to C is going to be way better than fucking Cross Key Score, which is why you guys, this Cross Key Score is ranked so low. Now, the next one, and last but not least, is going to be Drop Stepper. Drop Stepper is hovering about, I'm going to say the D category. It's a solid D, just because post scores, you probably are going to use this badge. I never really see centers use this badge. However, you could if you really wanted to, but I just don't see it happening a lot, which is why I'm going to rank it in the D category. Now, this has been every single finishing badge in NBA 2K21 for every single position ranked. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, those post notifications if you guys are new to the channel. And let me know what video I should do next time for my next video. And just let me know down below if you guys want me to keep doing the tier lists. I can easily do them for every single category. I only got playmaking or shooting. If you guys want to see something different, just also let me know in the comments below. I'll be sure to bring you guys something like that. It's been your boy Screens. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe with those post notifications if you guys are new. Also follow my Twitter, which will be in the description. And I'm out. Peace.